Welcome, help me reach 4,000 subscribers. Your support keeps me creating the intense, emotional, and suspense-packed stories you love on Breakup Cheater. Like the video, drop a comment, subscribe for more jaw-dropping betrayal stories. Every click truly means the world. Thank you for being part of this growing family. Her voice was steady, casual even, but her eyes didn't match. They lingered somewhere behind me, unfocused, as if rehearsing a lie she hoped I wouldn't question. "My ex wants to meet," she said, folding a shirt into the suitcase we were supposed to be packing together. "You don't need the details." Just like that. No apology. No explanation. Just a dismissal, quiet, cold, final. I stared at her, heart clawing at my ribs. For 10 years, Emma and I had lived like our love was carved in oak. We shared Sunday mornings wrapped in blankets, laughing over burnt pancakes. We kissed in grocery store aisles for no reason at all. Our marriage wasn't perfect, but it was ours, built from late-night conversations and promises whispered in the dark. And now she wanted to meet her ex the night before our anniversary vacation. "Emma," I said, careful, fragile. "Why now?" She zipped the suitcase, slow enough to make sure I noticed. "It's just closure. Nothing more. I'd rather not talk about it. There are moments when silence is a knife." Her refusal was one. I wanted to demand answers, to shake the truth out of her, but instead I stood there, confused, afraid, trying to catch the pieces of something already broken. It was her idea to go to Lake Lorne for our anniversary. A quiet cabin, just the two of us, no work emails or calls. Place to reset, she'd said. To breathe. But that night she changed everything. She cancelled her flight. Told me she needed space. Told me to go alone. And I did. I shouldn't have. But I did. Because I wanted to believe her. Because love makes fools of us. The drive to the lake was 4 hours of slow unraveling. The road curved through pines heavy with mist. The sky washed in soft winter gray. Beautiful, peaceful even, but I barely saw it. Something sour sat heavy in my gut, creeping up every time I replayed her words. "You don't need the details." Why wouldn't she look at me? Why had her phone been face down all week? Why had she smiled less, laughed less? The cabin was warm, rustic, perfect. Birch furniture, big stone fireplace, windows facing the lake. We were supposed to share wine under the stars, wake tangled in blankets, watch dawn burn gold across the water. Instead, she was back home, meeting a man she once loved. Or maybe never stopped loving. That night I poured wine for two. I set a glass across from me, watched candlelight tremble against its rim. Pathetic maybe, but love doesn't dissolve cleanly. It lingers, stubborn as frost. I took her glass and pressed it to my lips, tasting absence. Then my phone buzzed. Message. "Emma. Let's talk later. Please don't be mad." No explanation. No closure. Just more of the same. I didn't reply. The next morning my chest felt hollow, like something had been scooped out. I walked the shoreline, shoes sinking into frost-soft earth, wind biting through my jacket. The lake was a sheet of steel, rippling only when the breath of wind touched it. I tried to convince myself I was overreacting. People met their exes for closure. Happen. She loved me, she said so every day. But love without trust is just a story we tell ourselves to sleep at night. Around noon, I drove into the nearby town for groceries and warmth. The cafe smelled of cinnamon and coffee, walls lined with old photos of fishermen holding long-dead trout. I sat with a mug between my palms, phone face up, screen blank. Until it wasn't. A notification blinked. Emma's location. Shared automatically through our family app. I hadn't checked it for months. My heart stalled. She wasn't home. She was at a hotel. I tried breathing. Failed. Tried again. Maybe it was nothing. Friend. A dinner meeting. I clung to excuses like life preservers. But then another message appeared. This one from my friend Lucas, short and brutal as a punch. "I didn't want to be the one to tell you. But I saw Emma at the Marriott. She wasn't alone." My vision blurred. Noise rushed in like wind through broken glass. I set my coffee down, hands shaking so hard it sloshed over the rim. My wife was with him, while I walked through our vacation alone. For a moment, I sat very still, empty as the lake in winter. Then something inside me cracked, sharp and clean. I stood. Left. I drove. The highway back felt endless, each mile a tightening knot. I rehearsed questions, accusations, pleas. My palms stung from gripping the wheel. Her lies echoed like footsteps in an empty hall. I reached the hotel just before evening. The lobby glowed with warm light. People laughed near the bar, clinking glasses, unaware that my entire world was coming apart 2 elevators away. I asked for her room number. The clerk hesitated, but I told him I was her husband, and something in my eyes must have convinced him. 'Cause he told me. Room 614. My footsteps down the carpeted hall sounded unreal, soft, distant, like they belonged to someone else. I reached the door, raised my fist. Knock. Silence. Voice. Worse. Just a second. Not surprised. Not scared. Just annoyed. As if I'd interrupted something trivial. The door opened. Emma stood there. Hair messy, blouse wrinkled, the faint shadow of a kiss smeared near her jaw. Behind her I saw movement. A man's silhouette shifting slightly, trying to stay unseen. Everything narrowed to a single, unbearable point. She froze when she saw me. Her lips parted. A whisper escaped. "Michael." My voice came out quiet, almost gentle. "Why?" Her eyes filled, but not with guilt, more like panic at being exposed. "It wasn't supposed to be like this. We were just talking and—" "Don't." My throat burned. No more half-truths. No more silence. She looked down, fingers twisting at the hem of her shirt. I thought I needed closure. I thought seeing him would make the past finally stay in the past. But when he looked at me, I didn't feel finished. I felt everything all over again. There it was. The truth no husband should ever hear. I nodded once, slow, controlled. "So while I went on the trip we planned, for us, you chose him." Tears slid down her face, but I felt nothing watching them. No sympathy. No impulse to hold her. Just a cold ache, deep and hollow. The man stepped forward slightly, guilt written across his features, but I never looked at him long enough to care. This wasn't about him. It was about promises broken quietly, slowly, like wood warping underwater. "Michael," she whispered. "Please. We can fix this." I let out something like a laugh. Small, cracked, painful. "Fix what? The lie or the love?" She reached for me. I stepped back. And that was when it hit her. She had lost me. Maybe not yesterday. Maybe not even this morning. But right now here she watched the last thread snap. Wordlessly I turned away. Not because I wanted to. Because staying would destroy me. "Michael!" She called after me, voice breaking. I stopped in the hallway back to the door. For a long moment, neither of us moved. Then I said the only truth I had left. "You said I didn't need the details." My voice trembled, but I didn't turn around. "I have them now." And I walked away. I didn't return to the cabin or the hotel. I drove until the night swallowed the road, until exhaustion blurred the edges of the world. When I finally pulled over, the stars were sharp as glass overhead, cold, infinite, painful in their beauty. I sat there, forehead against the steering wheel, grief crashing through me like a tide. Marriage wasn't supposed to end in a hallway. Love wasn't supposed to die with a single sentence. But betrayal does not announce itself gently. It slips in quietly, with missing details, late-night messages, and a suitcase packed for one. I don't know what happens next. Healing isn't linear. Forgiveness isn't guaranteed. But I know this much. When trust breaks, it shatters loud enough to echo for years. And sometimes, the only way forward is to walk away from the ruins and learn how to breathe again, even if your lungs feel full of glass, even if you love them still, even if part of you always will.